Alright guys, I'm going through and doing the end game on this Kriparian's Righteous Flatulence build. Leveled this character up in the last 2 days, just kind of struggle busted through getting the range up to 58 till I got Sacrifice. And once I got that, then I started swapping out the equipment from a bow to scepters and a shield. The shield is I'm running 2 different ones. The Feathered Fortress unique, it has a no movement speed penalty while shield is raised, so I use that as my primary set 1, and I use Oak Sworn as the secondary for extra spirit more than anything. And the basic idea of this build is you summon up skeletal brutes, and they have as much life as you can give them, and then you sacrifice them as if they were a corpse, and they decay from the boots when you take a step. So I've got a map here right next to the citadel I just finished, and this is a it's got 4 things on it, so it can't get any harder than that. And we're running a tier 15 juiced up map. It doesn't have the greatest affixes, but it's the only yellow one I have, and increased critical hit chance and critical damage bonus. They fire 2 additional projectiles, so range monsters are gonna suck if they start landing. I'm not res capped, so the lightning damage could hurt with the 39% extra damage of lightning. We shall see if I can survive this. There we go. The animation is so slow. I went into my options and I set the cosmetic for the portals to use this one instead of the Rust King, but once I enabled the Rust King, I couldn't turn it off, and it animates slower, I think. But anyway, I'm going to do this tier 15 with 4 things on it.
They are watching you from beyond this world.
And here come the monsters. Nice. Basically, the idea of this is once you get an enemy to kill, hopefully we get packs of enemies, then their life is used as the determinate damage for how much damage the monsters take. So if you kill an elite, then its gas cloud is going to kill everything nearby because they have more health. Got to circle back to that after the breach. You know what? Screw it. Ringing the bell. Actively blocking. Watching the stagger bar. Nice. I saw something up here. I guess it died. Come on. There we go. The monsters are not very tightly packed. Need to come across that breach. I think there was a breach on this one. Stagger bar is at half. I gotta let off the block button for a sec. Let it go down. We're going to activate that. The tornadoes in this darkness of breach are really hard to see. Yeah, it's like what's it called? Delirium. The tornadoes are basically invisible, so all you can see is the particles of like rats, I guess it is, spinning around. But that's what happens. I should have turned off the thing or skipped the ritual. I don't even care what was in it. I'm doing this for experience at this point. I'm just grinding. And the XP rate is not too bad considering I'm only 82. I was 68 when I entered maps, and I did a couple of tier 1. I did a 1, then a 3, and then I jumped straight up to a 10 and did 10s until I hit like 75. Then I bumped it up to 15s.
Time is of the essence.
We'll go ahead and finish that map, and then I'll cut the video. So 4 things is too much, I guess. Pack size, player resistances, whatever. It's fine. Wait a minute, what was that? 175 damage.
Oh.
This is not a good map design. It just way too many just long, narrow highways to run down. I prefer something that's a little more open, because the monsters in this point, you run towards the pack and they have an open shot. There's no way to like strafe to approach them. So when they cast an ice bolt or something like that, it can hit you because you got nowhere to go. Yeah, this is pretty easy gameplay at this point. If I get some more Paragon skill points to increase my energy shield, that's the part of the plan. Once I get enough energy shield to survive better, then it'll just literally be like trucking through and just everything dies, because my damage is based on the opponent's life, not the damage stats that I have. Come on, there we go. Care about charms at this point. Frozen, thank you. I've played several other characters and leveled them up into maps, and I guess this is my 4th, and this is by far the most powerful, and it doesn't attack at all. I don't know if it might be nerfed at some point, but it's so niche. Again, Kripparrian made this build, and I usually make my own builds, but when I saw this, I had to try it, because it just seemed so odd that you would spend your entire time just running around and letting monsters kill themselves from corpse rot. I get a little more evasion, maybe, more energy shield. I think that I can probably just be unkillable nearly. This does really well in bosses, oddly enough. When I got to the end of Act 3 Cruel, Doriani, he died so fast in Phase 1 that he was at 0 life for 30 seconds or more. And then he decided to go into Phase 2. And Phase 2 took about 10 seconds, because I only had 2 skeletal brutes at that point, but the life damage from the poison, I was getting at that point 6 stacks of poison. Almost to a named here. Come Come on down here, buddy. Yeah, he did.
Too slow.
Let's pick up the belt. Never know what might be on a belt. Let's see. Arrow keys. They're all spread way down there. Oops. Really, this build really shines in Breach, where monsters are just constantly coming in, so there's always a steady flow of them, so you don't have to back off at all. You just kind of keep trucking, and they die as quick as you can approach them. I don't know if it's intended or not, but if you sacrifice the minions and you swap equipment sets, this counter is not actually required as much. There is a countdown, but if I switch back to equipment set 1 here, 5 seconds left, 4, 3, okay, 3 seconds remaining, and they summoned again. And right there was 9 seconds left on the counter, and they came back. So I've yet to figure out exactly what triggers the cooldown. Maybe it's sacrificing all of them. If I switch equipment sets before they're all dead, they seem to resummon. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, come on. There's the name there. We gotta get the... And he did. I have to get close. Got a Regal, nice. Don't have the inventory space for that stuff. I might come back and loot it in a little bit. Right, so we got one more rare, and he's up here roaming around. It is XP. 141 million. Yesterday when I was leveling up, my peak was about 260 million an hour, because I was lower level than the dungeon. And I was doing breaches. We got lucky and got like 2 breaches in a row. And just swarms of monsters. So much experience. Oh, superior. Let's ID that. 240 damage for level 72. It's garbage. Take that just to salvage it. Anything superior really is worth looting, because just a couple superior items is an Exile to solve the vendor. And last rare. And he dead. Regal, an Exile, nice. And that'll do it. I don't think I'm gonna bother coming back to the other loot. Wasn't much there. But the death earlier set me back 10%, so I'd have to check the video to see exactly how much I lost, but it's 10%, but I think I was back here like around 25% or something. So still one map, probably got about 50% of my level. A few of those, and get more points to increase my power. So it's kind of the way the game's played. Thanks for watching, folks.